Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, Ghouls and Gals. Seeing how Halloween is almost upon us, I thought I'd take a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Monster Turtles. And for today's episode, it's going to be Frankendon. I will have to say that, now I'm going to admit, Frankenstein is actually my favorite monster out of the old original Universal Monster characters. And so yeah, Donnie was kind of a happy guy to pick up. I will say, though, that I do have some issues, especially kind of with the face. There's just something about the way his head is sculpted I'm just not a fan of. I just find it kind of weird. That's not to say it's bad, it's just a personal thing for me. I do have to also say that Donatello here is actually the one that's sporting the most detail that's actually sculpted into this particular figure. It looks like they really went all out on this guy. You can see the bolt from on the top of his head to little stitches from the back of his head all the way forward on the side of his cheek right here, kind of slouching. It just looks like he's just like not very intelligent looking at all. The little extra rivets and bolts and stitches right here on this arm and even on this arm as well, and even the bandanas have little bolts as well. You can also see that his shoulder guard right here has little rivets all made into it, like he's just really pieced together. And I like the nice crack going down the shell. Normally you'd think of that with Raphael, but it actually looks like, yeah, he's a turtle that's been reanimated. He has these nice light bulbs sticking out of the back of his his shell, and some little dots right here, or little staples, I guess, holding everything together. He's just really nicely sculpted. Even down to his feet right here, you can see his little toes poking through on one side and little extra rivets right there. I just really like the way he's sculpted and just the amount of detail that's put on him. That is to say, though, I do think Michelangelo is painted a little bit better than him. With how much detail is on this guy, it would have been kind of nice if you just popped a little bit more silver on here or there, or maybe put a little bit of red in between the stitches. That's something I might try to go in and do myself personally, just to kind of customize this guy and really help him pop out. He does have the same level of articulation as most of the turtles. You got a nice socket right here for his head, nice loose joints right here for his arms. Elbow joints right here. No wrist articulation, though, oddly, so his hands are kind of locked into these positions, which I guess Frankenstein's kind of this big stiff moving creature, so it kind of figures. I do wish that he had a little bit of extra paint detail on his fingernails as well. Most of the other guys seem to have that to really help sell the monster look. However, I will say that just like Michelangelo, his hands are a lot bigger, which actually helps sell that Frankenstein look as well. He does come with this nice little antenna right here that could fit on his back, so it really looks like it's something that's really supposed to help attract lightning. So as he's walking along, it's just like get him a nice charge up. Oh, I should also say that his legs can move out, and he has a nice little knee bend right here as well. No toe bend, though, on this guy, I guess because the boots are going to be so big and thick that you're not really going to get any necessary articulation on this guy. To have him like stepping forward. The way the boots are made, however, it does make him a little hard to stand up or get him to some good poses while keeping balance, but you're probably just going to keep him standing upright and just kind of stiff as is, or maybe just have the one hand out. All in all, I will say that I really do like the amount of detailing right here on Donnie, and probably once I get those little extra paint details on him, he's really going to be kind of moved to my favorite. I would say that if you're definitely going to pick up the line of turtles, you're going to want to add Donnie to the collection, just standing him next to Raphael, Dracula, Mummy, Leonardo, and Wolfman Michelangelo. Oh, one other side note, though, that I will add before I go. It's kind of interesting that they made Donatello the Frankenstein monster, because from the original 80s line, they actually had two runs of the Monster Turtles. The first run with like the classic monsters, and then the second run with more of the obscure, like the Gill Man, the Martians. But in the second run, they actually added April, who was the bride of Frankenstein. So if they ever do come up with a second run of these guys, I do hope that they would actually make a bride of Frankenstein April to go along with Donnie here. Just because if you're a fan of the show, and you kind of know how Donnie has a big crush on her, I think that would actually be really fitting. Also, side note, it would also kind of it'd be nice to see a zombie Casey Jones as well, just to kind of add or kind of round out the entire team. Anyways, this has been a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Monster Frankendon.